Hi, I'm a BOLA student tutor, and today I will be teaching you about polynomial division. So, just to recap, polynomial is a number like this, so 2x plus 3x plus 6. That would be a polynomial. A polynomial is not a 3. That's not a polynomial. This would be a polynomial, and numbers that look like that. So there are two kinds of ways to divide polynomials. There's your typical division, long division way with the division bar here and then the number and then the other number. And then there's what you call synthetic division. That looks like this. So there's this bar here and then the number and then the other number. So we're going to talk about this way first. So for the first way, if this was regular division, you'd have something like the division bar and then a 6 and then a 2, and you would find how many times 2 goes into 6, which would be 3. But since this is polynomial division, it's a little different. So let's take 2x plus 4 divided by 2. So you'd set it up, 2, then the division bar, and then 2x plus 4. So you'd start with the first number, and you'd say how many times does 2 go into 2x. So if you want, you can write it 2x over 2, if that's easier, just figuring out that first number, and the answer would just be x. So you have the x there, and you want to put that right here, and then you multiply the number on top with this number, and you have 2x, and then you'd subtract, so now you have 0, and then you'd bring down the 4, and you'd figure out how many times 4 goes into 2, which is 2. So you'd add the 2, and then you multiply, and that's 4. Then you have 0. So this is telling you that 2x plus 4 divided by 2 equals x plus 2 with no remainder. Still using this long division format, we're going to use a bigger polynomial now. So let's try x squared plus 3x plus 6 divided by x plus 1. So first we want to set it up. So we have x plus 1, and then the division bar, x squared plus 3x plus 6. So once again, you're going to start off with this first term here. So I'm just going to use my little sidebar. So we have x squared over x. And you want to find out how many times x goes into x squared, which would just be x, because x times x is x squared. So you'd put the x up here, and then you multiply the first term at the top with each term on the left side of the division bar. So x times x, the first thing you do would be x squared, and then x times 1, which would just be x. But then you subtract the whole thing, so then you would have x squared minus x, which is x squared, which is 0. And then this becomes, since you're bringing that over, it would just be negative x. So 3x minus x would be 2x. And then you bring down the 6, so you'd have plus 6. And then you do the same thing we did again, so you'd find how many times 2x, x, how many times x goes into 2x. So 2x over x, which is just 2. So then you put that up here, it would be plus 2. Then you multiply it, so x times 2 is 2x, and 2 times 1 is 2. Then you subtract the whole bottom line, and you have 0 plus 4. So 4 would be your remainder, which is totally fine. No one likes to have remainders, but they happen. So in this problem right here at the top, our answer would be x plus 2 plus 4 over x plus 1. And x plus 1 was a number we were dividing by. So now we're going to go over synthetic division, which once again I said looks like this with the number and then the other number So let's say we have the problem 5x cubed, big number, plus 18x squared plus 7x minus 6 divided by x plus 3, which sounds really intimidating, but actually isn't. So the first thing we want to start off with involves these two numbers right here. So you'd take x plus 3 and you'd equal it to 0, and then you subtract 3, and you'd get and then you get x equals -3. So that's the number that's going to be on the left side of the little square bar I showed you earlier, and all these numbers here would be on the right. So now we can start setting it up. So we draw our bar like this, and on the left side we have -3, and then on the right side we have all of these coefficients here. So we start off with 5, and you can put lines between them if you want. It's not necessary, but you can, whatever works for you. And then we have 18, and then we have 7, and then we have -6, just like that. So first thing you want to do is you bring this 5 down right here, so that's your first number, and then you multiply the -3 times the 5 and put it here. So you have -15, and then you subtract the 2, so then you'd have 3, and then you do the same thing again. You subtract this number, you multiply this number with the number on the bottom, so that would be -9. You put it on the next one, and you keep going. So then last number we have +6, which is 0, no remainder, great. So then to write it, you could say f of x equals 5x squared plus 3x minus 2, and then x plus 3. We're going to pretend that's a 3 there. But you'd rewrite it like that. So that's polynomial division. I hope that helped. I hope it was useful and informative. If you have any questions, I am a Bull student tutor, and I hope I helped you out. Thanks.